G'day folks, welcome to this Rex Cube Solve, this little tutorial here. And this Rex Cube, it's an interesting cube because there are no fixed centres as such, so we're turning it like that, so the centres move all the time. So really these parts are essentially the centres. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you in this how to very simply take care of any parity problems. So we've got the white red in position. I'm just going to turn the white blue up, and because there's no colours, we don't know yet whether that's right or not, and technically you can memorise the colour scheme, but I'm going to pretend you haven't. Put that white orange in there, and then the white green goes here. So to put that white green in, just got to turn these bits out of the way, put it up, turn them back. Now at this point I've got 4 whites. Now's when I want to check for parity. So if you follow what I'm doing here, it'll work out fine. What we want to do is get that white centre first into there. So all I'm going to do is move that and put it down and undo those moves, and what you'll see that does is doesn't affect the edges. So that's the first thing. I'm going to put that white centre in there. Now I'm going to put the correct centres into these faces. So if this is the red face, I'm going to find the red centre and turn it into that face. Now I've already got the green centre there, got the red centre. This needs to be the blue centre. That's here, so I'm going to turn that down into the blue. Now this is when I notice I'll either have the last 3 centres will be correctly positioned, or I'll have this situation, orange and yellow. And there's no way that I can do any turns and have everything work out, because here the yellow is correct, but now the blue and the orange are not. So that tells me that I've got, because I've got a swap of centres, I've also got a swap of white edges. So what I want to do here is basically grab either 2 of them that are opposite and swap them. So I'm going to take the white orange down and just put that back up and move this around until it's over in the white red position. So to put it in the white red position, I want to keep that one. I don't care about the white red because it's got to go across anyway. And now the white red's over here, I want to put it in that position. So I put that out and put that one back in. Now you don't need to do this now, you can guarantee things are fine, but I'm going to do it for demonstration purposes only. Putting that white centre into there. So it's in there now. We're going to do the same thing, we're going to whack the correct centres on their faces. This one's green, goes there, that's orange. You'll notice now that's blue, that's yellow. All the centres are correctly positioned. Now as long as you do this from here, all you need to do is solve the edges using 4 moves. So we've got these central edges here. That's an orange green that's in position. This green red is in position. Well, of course going by these bottom edges here. This one needs to be a blue red. Where's that? That's over here. So let's go and place it there by turning this to here and this to here. And turn it up. And this, of course, is just standard edge piece series. That's place the blue red. This one here is the orange blue. That lives over here. So I'm going to turn this to here and then turn the orange blue on and undo those moves. And what that assures me is that all my edges will solve correctly. Now it happens here that I've magically got all 4 top yellow edges in position as well. That doesn't often happen, so I want to show you the likely scenario you'll get. And what that'll be is that one of your yellow edges will be correctly positioned, like this one here. You'll have one other yellow edge incorrectly positioned with the yellow on top, and the other 2. And what it'll mean is that all the time 3 of these will need to cycle. So we can see the yellow green's got to go here. This one's on top, it'll cycle to here and then here, so it'll come back on top. So the yellow green goes to there, yellow orange to there, and then undo those moves. And you'll agree so far this has been a very simple move solve. And to be honest, it's going to continue to be. Now if you want to really double check your parity problems, you can now look at the centres and go and place your centres into their positions with the edges done. So for example, I might look here and I'll place the red centre to here. Just again, 4 move edge piece series. Notice the edges are not moving. What's the next one? White, red, blue if I can. Is the blue. So I'm going to turn that blue around to there. So the white, red, blues are done. Yellow, green, orange. Now there's no way this could happen, but if you landed with 2 to swap, then you've got problems. But of course that's not going to happen, and so we can now, just to prove it, cycle home those centres. You can see that they're all in their correct location. So I stress that's not necessary. I'm just doing it to assure you that everything is under control. If you do want to do it as a double check, it probably wouldn't hurt, because if you find that you've got 2 centres that need to swap, there's no way you can complete the cube correctly without going back and swapping 2 other edges. So that completes the edges. We know everything's looking good. The only thing we really need to do now is complete the petals and these centre bits. These centre bits are going to move around now. This is also pretty simple, I'm happy to say. I want to choose a face, doesn't matter which one. I normally choose the white face, but that's only because I do. There's no real reason for it. And I'm going to look for a petal that can, as an example, this one here. I want to place this one in that there. So what I'm going to do is turn that up there, and I'm going to reverse the direction of this petal. That's not going to be affected, just this petal here. And to look and see what's going on, let's have a look on a solved cube. Well, we're going to have a look at a very simple sequence here, and to make it really clear, I'm going to be involving this, this, and this, but to make it very clear what's happening, I'm going to turn this face up as a setup, that face down as a setup. So I've got the red, green, the blue, white, and this orange, and the sequence is simply edge piece series starting with the left face. So it's up, up, down, down. And then we're going to now do, you can turn the cube around and do a right up, right down, or just to keep the cube in the same position, turn that face and bring that down and undo those moves. Now I'm going to have a look at what's happened, and you can see firstly this orange, nothing has been affected, and even if I'd put something up there, nothing would change. In other words, this piece is exactly where it was. This piece is exactly where it was. And on this one you can see the red used to be here and the green used to be here, and that piece there has swapped, so the petals have swapped. Same thing's happened with this piece here. They've swapped. And so what happens is when we turn a piece onto another piece, this first piece will reverse its direction. This first sort of petal group will reverse its direction, and the piece that we then turn up, so if I go up on the left, then the piece on the right that then turns up will also reverse, and the piece in the middle doesn't change. And that is all we need to carry out the remainder of the Rex cube solve. Okay, so now back to here, what we've got is we want to reverse this, and to do that I'm going to take it out to there with an edge piece series, and then I'm going to put it back into here by turning its position and then putting it onto its position, like so. And you'll notice that the edges are back to where they were. You'll also notice that that white petal that was here is now here. I'll turn that back and I've completed a petal. That essentially is really all we're doing. Let's have a look at this one here. We can turn that up, and we know that that can now be reversed to place the white petal over there. So we go again. Having done that, turn back our part, and we've got one more white petal to go, and that lives over here, and we've got exactly the same routine as before, and this will often happen. It's very, very simple to do. So this is now joined. We want to reverse it around, and to be honest, the first and the last few faces are the easiest faces. It's probably face 3 and 4 where it gets a little bit tricky, and I'll show you why the last ones are easy when we get to them. But that has completed the white face. Pretty painless, I'm sure you'll agree. So now I want to look for another face that's next to the white face. Again, it doesn't matter which one, I don't care, I'll choose green. I've got a green petal up here, so I'll look to see if that can turn up. It can, away I go. You're getting to know the routine. That goes back and that petal has been placed. Where's another one? Okay. Now this one here, I can't turn that one up because it's already got its pedal. What else can I do? What I do notice is that if that pedal was there, I could turn this piece down and then reverse that one. And that's the clue to what I need to do. I need to reverse that piece there. So I choose another one where it doesn't matter, like this one, and reverse it. And that green is now down there. I can go and carry out exactly what I said. And I just need to make sure that the other piece that I reverse is not something I've already done, and it's not, because we haven't looked at the orange face yet. So that's done that. We can now look at that and put it back. That's looking pretty good. Where's the other green one? It's up here. Okay, so what do we do when it's two faces away? Well, actually it's not too hard. What we want to consider is that if we turn that to there and then this one to there, I've now got a situation where I can reverse it and put the pedal over there. So all I need to do is make sure that the third piece in my routine is one that I haven't done, and that will be that piece there. I don't really want to touch green, so this will be the second piece, piece 2. So again, that means I'm turning up here first. And you can see that green is intact. Now, what on earth did I do for setups? I believe that was the first one to undo, and that was the second one to undo. And you can see that has dealt with the second face. Alright, now you can do the faces in any order, but it does make a lot of sense to choose the third face to be next to these two. Like, it can be that one, there's no problem with it, you're not going to go to jail if you do it, but it just makes more sense to do one of these. So I think I'll do the red face. So let's firstly, what should we do? Can this one, that one can turn around. So now I'm going to show you why it's good having faces that are done. I'm going to turn this one and reverse this one, and I'll use this one as well as the other one. Notice that when I reverse that, I won't see any difference. That's why it's useful having completed faces. That's done, white's back, green's back. What face was I working on? I think it was red. Let's go to this one. Is that any help? Not really. I'll turn that down there. What about this one here? I can get done by turning this face up and noticing that it'll swap to there. So away I go over here. Here we go. Put that back. One red to go, and this time again I can't just turn that onto there. I can't really turn anything up here because it pushes it out, so before I do anything I want to place that to there, and you do by now know exactly how to do that. So that's there now, that's just exactly where I need it. Turn that up as a setup and reverse it. Having done that, we put that back, and without too much trouble we've now got 3 faces done, and we're only left with 3 to go. So choose one of them. I'll choose blue, and let's go. That one there can come down and swap to here. That's done. We can put that back and just be guided by the colours. What else? This one can turn up and create that one. And we've got one more here. Where's that? That's over there. What sort of position do we need that in? We actually need, to be honest, we need the gap to be there so that we can turn that up and have it going like that. The other option is to have this blue piece here so we can turn that down. So it doesn't really matter. I might as well move this blue piece. Again, using these other faces where, because they're done, it doesn't matter that I reverse any of them because I can't tell any difference. Turn the blue on. Now undo the setups, and that's completed 4 of the 6 faces. We're down to only 2 faces to go. And I did say this would be pretty simple. It's probably easy because I don't have much else to think about. And so I proceed in precisely the same way. And so I'm going to turn this up to here and swap that one first. And the reason I said it would be simple is because the other 2 faces that I'm working on are pretty much always going to be. I'm not going to have to worry about disrupting anything. Turn that back. We've only got 2 to go, 2 real routines I should say. And so this one, I'll turn the orange around to there and we'll swap those ones. Where does that go? 2 pieces to swap, and what do we have to do? We've really got to get one of these over to there. So let's do that first of all. Here we go, now we can do our routine. Turn that down to there, swap this one, and we'll do it over this side. That's all done. Turn that back, breathe a sigh of relief. The Rex cube wasn't that hard after all, and indeed, it's solved.